In today's video, the US Army is taking up defenses against another ancient army, but this time around, they've got new units, including attack drones, M1 Abrams, they've got their usual US military, they've got AC-130s in the skies over yonder, as well as borrowed TOS-1 missile systems. But today, through these waters, is coming 8.3 million Crusader Knights. Can the US Army defeat the Crusades, or will they die trying? Let's find out. If you guys do enjoy this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below. Now let's get into it. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Right, boys, pressing start right now, and the LCVP Higgins boats that the Crusaders are coming in on start moving. So they've got the English army with them, they've got the Templar Knights, they've got catapults, they've got cavalry, and they've got crossbowmen and other medieval units as well coming on forward in the Crusades. It is going to be a brutal battle, and the largest one of these beach landings we've ever done. Now, as of right now, there we go, there's some cavalry trotting on out there, as well as catapults, English troops, Templar Knights, the whole shebang. Now, the modern US Army is currently on an absolute tear. We've done like 4 of these battles thus far with ancient armies, and the US Army has managed to defend against each and every single one of them. They have not lost yet. So place your bets if the Crusades are going to be the ones to topple the US Army. Of course, most of the Crusades were hilarious failures, so I'm not going to put a lot of stock into these guys, but you never know. They are coming forward with the most number of troopers we've ever done in a beach invasion. I don't know why I just teleported up there. So it very well could be done. The cavalry is charging here and getting gunned down as the US Army troopers begin to just absolutely annihilate them. Now, there is something that we call sort of the crush glitch, which happens when troops come out of the boats. And so a lot of troops end up dying due to crush. And that is, you know, sort of something we expect in this because it happens every single time on Omaha Beach. But it does mean a few million of these Crusader Army units might die from crush. And the US Army will likely not have to kill every single one themselves due to this crush glitch. But it happens literally every single time we use this map. I don't believe there's any fix for it. The devs just need to incorporate some sort of a fix for it. And so it just sort of is what it is as of right now. Either way, the cavalry charge here is going absolutely bonkers on the flanks of the US Army forces and actually getting some kills. 100 US troopers have died, and I think the majority of that is over here. Oh, wait. I'm seeing scattered US troops over this way, and that is due to those catapults coming in and shooting these guys, getting a few kills. So some of the deaths from the US Army troops are definitely over here as well. I don't know if those catapults are going to do like a crazy amount against the M1 Abrams. They've got like 20,000 health, so it's going to take a lot of catapult shots to kill them, but it'll definitely get some kills on the US Army troopers and is displacing quite a number of them already here. So that's pretty nice. Oh, especially over here. Wow. Now, the thing with the catapults is, I bet we're going to see them dying a lot. Yes, they are exploding quite a bit, and that's because catapults are extraordinarily weak. They are not exactly the strongest of units, but they've got that infantry support coming over here, as well as some crossbowmen on the battlefield, so maybe those crossbowmen can get some kills as well on the US Army troopers. And honestly, Templar Knights and the men-at-arms and pikemen for the English are all very strong units. They've also got shields, so they can technically deflect some bullets, which is kind of silly, but still kind of cool. Still kind of fun, to be honest. All right, and on the far right flank over here, some more troopers getting somewhat close, but it seems like all the cavalry is going to be on the left flank over this way. Oh, the Sea Whizzes are firing away. Yep, here they are back here. These things are awesome. They're not firing a whole awful lot, but I mean, they exist, so that's nice. We've also got the TOS-1s over here firing. AC-130s in the air over this way. Not firing just yet, but I'm sure they'll fire soon. We got SWAT team members over here who are taking on some cavalry that has broken through the front lines, because not all of the front line is completely covered with units, so it looks like a few are getting through over this way. And then we should have ghillie suit snipers somewhere. Where are those lads? Are they here? Yeah, these are the ghillie suit snipers right now on the battlefield. So these guys will get some kills for sure, because they can basically shoot anyone anywhere on the map. They don't have a crazy rate of fire or anything like that, but they're solid for a few thousand kills during the battle. So it's a good unit to have as backup there. Lots of these American soldiers getting displaced now. Lots of them dying due to these catapults as well. Catapults are definitely lethal. I think there's 100,000 of them that are going to be coming in, and you know, I mean, that's a substantial amount. I think eventually we will run out of catapults because they seem to all be coming in on the first wave of Higgins boats, but you know what, it's better to have them on the battlefield now than never and get some kills, even if they will eventually be extinguished completely. We're sitting pretty at 57,600 U.S. Army units still alive, and we're looking at 7.5 million Crusader Army units left alive. Let's go ahead and do a little time lapse for the very start here, watching the Abrams and attack drones and the U.S. Army front lines here fighting against hordes, and see as these lines start to dwindle due to catapult and crossbow fire and all of that stuff. Whew! This is gonna be a good one, boys. I can feel it in my loins. All right, boys, we are down to 50,000 U.S. Army soldiers now, as well as 6.5 milli Crusader soldiers. Now, I'm not seeing any more catapults, so I don't think that the Crusaders can rely on any more of those. I think they just all end up dying. I'm also not really seeing any, what is it called? Cavalry. Oh, no, here's the cavalry. Okay, there is still cavalry out here, and they're still swarming these guys on the flanks over this way. That is going to be really, really nice, you know, to whittle those guys down pretty substantially. That is a big play right there. Where are the attack drones at? Are they still alive? Yeah, I see them firing over this way. There are the attack drones. Beautiful. Those boys going ham. We know the U.S. loves their drones. And the Sea Whiz is still popping off. FBI agents over here have not seen a lick of combat. Their Glocks must be itching for some shooting. Over here on the far right, lots of U.S. soldiers have died over this way. You got to remember, this is a long-haul battle. So even though the U.S. seems to be doing great at the moment, they've still got 6.37 million Crusader units to go through. It's not going to be a very short battle, and that is for sure. Also, we should check in on the flank all the way over here against the SWAT team members, because it looks like these guys are just feeding up the hill now. And SWAT team is getting a lot of kills against them. And that's probably because these guys are really only able to trickle in a little bit at a time. So the SWAT team members with their vectors, it's not exactly a challenging foe when they're just literally trickling in bit by bit. Yeah, it's really not much to go up against, so not bad for them. Although over here, there's a whole lot more troopers. But again, they still only have a few avenues up the mountain to actually get to them. So, yeah, it's definitely a trickle-in assault over here. SWAT not having a hard time against them at all. They're going to need more troops to actually conquer that portion of the battle. I think I'd like to watch over here as the U.S. Army slowly gets ticked away on these corners, because I think this is going to be a major factor in the U.S. Army potentially losing the front lines here if these corners continue to go down. 6.1 million Crusader Army units left alive, 46,500 U.S. Army units left alive. You know what, we'll start over here, because that area over there is definitely going down first, so we might as well look at the next area. All right, let's do a little time lapse here. Okie dokie then. We got 42,000 American soldiers left alive on the battlefield. They are starting to get more and more ripped into here, and there's a lot more arrows flying through the air now than before, so I guess the crossbowmen kind of found their stride here and managed to get a little bit more going. But I'm not too worried because we've still got our big players on the battlefield. We still got those TOS systems. Those things pop off for sure. And we've still got all of our Abrams. We've still got our attack drones. Like, it's still holding very, very steady over this way. It's just this corner over here that's collapsing. And then, I mean, the FBI still has not been engaged over this way, so that's fresh units. We've still got the ghillie suit snipers. We've still got fresh modern soldiers over this way. We got the AC-130s, which, by the way, they can go down. I know a lot of people get worried about, like, the flying units not actually being able to die. They have a hitbox on the ground, so even the Knights can go and swing at the hitbox and kill them. So, yeah, don't worry about that. Look at this, though. All right, these modern soldiers over here are starting to get hit, and the AC-130s hopefully can help them out a good bit. They actually are not even as powerful as, like, the TOS systems or anything like that. They just kind of shoot random explosives and stuff, so that's not the greatest, but okay. Why don't we watch this time lapse, because I think this will look pretty cool. Alright, you can see the AC-130s are getting hit a little bit, but they're still alive and they're still firing, and that's very good. You can see that these guys down here stabbing their hitboxes, which is really funny to watch. Die, deus vult, all that good stuff. Modern soldiers up here still holding nicely, but more and more are coming in. It is no longer much of a trickle down here. We still have frontliners left alive, which is great. It's in the best position because there's Sea-Whizzes, there's Abrams, and there's attack drones over here. So hopefully these guys can continue to stay alive because this is a very, very big area for them to hold. FBI agents still not seeing a lick of fighting, which is crazy. It's really just the far right now that is at risk for the U.S. Army. I really kind of want to see them go for the, like, what, 4 or 5 Pete? I don't know exactly how many of these battles we've done, but I know for a fact they've won 3 of them. Maybe 4, but yeah, if they could get 5 in a row, that would be crazy. I think the Crusaders are doing the best job, though, right now at potentially dethroning the U.S. Army here. SWAT team is actually kind of killing the game, but then again, they really are just dealing with trickle-in stuff. Where there isn't trickle-in is over here, and that's where they've actually died a little bit. So there is that going on. There is that going on. All right. Well, I mean, let's continue to watch over here because I think this is where most of the action is happening currently that could threaten the U.S. Army, and so we'll do this part. Okay, so lots have happened in this time. Are these guys dead? I think these AC-130s are dead. Yeah, I can't control them, which probably means they're dead. RIP. There's only... Okay. There's 30,000 U.S. troops still alive. So actually, they stopped the bleeding pretty good here. And I think it's because of over this way, they're not really taking much more losses in this frontline area this way. So they're actually holding on tight right there. That's pretty good. Over here, obviously, lots more death has happened, and the Crusaders are so close to the TOSs, and if they can reach the TOSs, that would be very, very big for them. They're also still gutting away a little bit of the SWAT team members over here, which is good, but overall, there's only 2 million Crusader Army units left alive. It really seems like the Crusader Army is about to bite the dust and not manage to win this thing. I mean, they get so close to these U.S. Army troops, and they get a few swings in, and I think they get a few kills every once in a while, which is good, but it's just not enough. The U.S. Army is able to blast them down pretty healthily. I think if they didn't use their strongest units right away, it would be working out a little bit better, because they ran out of catapults. They had 100,000 catapults. They ran out of catapults in the first 10 minutes of the battle, pretty much. If the Crusader units had saved more of their catapults, I think that they would be looking at a very different battlefield right now if they had, like, you know, parsed them out a little bit or just used them at the end. That could be the punch they need to get through. But then again, we might not have the same progress we have right now if they didn't use the catapults right away, you know? So it's a bit of a tricky situation for when to use what resources. I'm not even seeing arrows flying through the air, so I wonder if those guys all died. There was 2 million crossbowmen on the battlefield, so, I mean, that's a lot to go through. I don't really see much more. I'm only seeing, really, English men-at-arms as well as Crusader Templar Knights here left alive at the moment. I think that's pretty much all they've got. A lot of these tanks over here are still managing to survive, and pretty much the only reason they're currently surviving is because they got the Sea-Wiz behind them pouring fire into these guys. Yeah, those things are devastating. They are truly, truly brutal. Let's go ahead and do another time lapse here and just see what happens. Well, the front line here is actually over. No more units spawning in, but there's still 200,000 medieval units on the battlefield in total. Technically, they still have a chance here, but there's 27,500 U.S. Army troops left alive. I don't think they really have a chance. Actually, most of the 200K is over this way. Yeah. I mean, they took out a beefy chunk of the SWAT team in the end, but SWAT team actually pulled out kind of a clutch move holding this hill for so long. This was a very, very nice play by them. So let's just go ahead and let this run, and we'll see the final stats in a little bit. Yo, it's been 20 minutes. There's still 43,000 Crusaders. I don't think any U.S. Army troopers have died in a minute. So why don't we go ahead, and this is kind of a fan favorite thing to do actually, go ahead and select all of the U.S. Army troops and put them on attack orders, just for the very end, to make it a little bit more dynamic. So here we go. We might lose some troopers. Yeah, we just lost a troop. So yeah, some SWAT members will die doing this and stuff like that. But it's time to take the fight to the enemy, baby. It's time to take them down with our own 2 hands and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's that good stuff. That's that good right there. Either way, little update on the channel. I got a lot of people requesting I do Total War videos. In a poll I made recently, and well, made a poll basically saying like, hey, what kind of series would you guys like to see? And it seems like everyone wants to see Empire at War and XCOM return, but there was also a lot of people commenting on how they'd really like to see some Total War. And I've done some Total War on the channel in the past. It's never done super well, so I'm considering maybe uploading it to the second channel. So if you guys want to check that out, let me know, because that would definitely be pretty fun, I think, to do some more Total War in the future. Just because I have like over 2,000 hours in all of the Total War games combined. So yeah, I've played a lot of Total War, and I love playing it on my own. I'd love to do some for y'all too. So yeah, I'd definitely be diggity down for that, baby. Okay, SWAT team members, squeaky door. SWAT team members moving in, killing some more of these medieval troopers here. This is gonna take a while, so let's time lapse this a little bit. And there we go, boys. Only 100 Crusaders left. They're probably glitched somewhere. And the U.S. Army is triumphant. Way to go, boys. They've won again. This was definitely the closest battle, though. And I actually thought the Crusaders might have had it at some points. But sadly, not the case. Not the case. It looks like 3 million Crusaders, and well, a little less than 3 million Crusaders ended up dying due to the crush. But the rest were killed by the U.S. Army forces. I mean, they came pretty close in a lot of ways. I think maybe if their catapults were able to do more, that would have done it, but I don't know. Either way, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.